Hello beauties and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you are new here, then my name is Mariah, also known as Live Life Beauty, and I'm so glad that you have found me. And if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for joining me again on another video. So guys, today's video I'm going to be showing you everything I batch cut in the month of January. Yes, you heard me, January. At the end of January, I had only got one project completed, and I thought in order to help me get a bit more sewn, I would do batch cutting. However, some time has passed. I did record the video hoping to get it out in February, but if you watch my February makes, then you know that we also only completed one project just because of half term, my birthday, and going away. So here we are in March. I'm going to show you everything that I batch cut, and we're going to see how I still feel about those things now that we are a month on. The first thing that I decided I wanted to make was this new look pattern. I'm going to put it up on the screen so that you have like a better understanding of it. But this was a new look, really easy pattern, and I've been wanting to make a long sleeve top for ages now. We are coming out of the winter season here in the UK, but everybody knows that the UK is very wet, very rainy, very windy, and but 99% of the time it's actually cold. So all of my winter ideas, I think I'm still able to go ahead and make them because, you know, I will get use out of them throughout the whole season. So with this, I wanted to use this pattern for the t-shirt. So I'm not really sure how this pattern is, just because I thought it was view A, but as I'm looking on my one, it's all labeled, like it doesn't have like a letter there. It actually doesn't have a letter at the trousers. So yeah, that's a bit strange. I did cut out that, and I do have it here. And the material that I've decided to use is just a black cotton material. I don't know what this is, guys, because I did pick it up from the market. I do buy all of my fabrics from markets, from remnant shops, from discount shops. So they don't always have the labels on of 100% what they are. I'm just going off of feel. And to me, this felt like t-shirt kind of material. And it's got some stretch, but not a lot of stretch. But I really wanted it to be a tight fitting t-shirt. So I cut that pattern out, guys, and I did forget that I wanted to make it long sleeve. So when I've cut the sleeves out, I have made it short sleeve, which I am a bit kicking myself because I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I do have enough fabric to cut out some long sleeves, so I'm going to do that. But what I did originally want to make with this as well was a pair of leggings, just because I threw away all of my leggings when I was going through the first round of I hate everything that I own. And since then, I haven't repurchased another pair of leggings just because I find them really thin. But I do want a quite thin pair of leggings now, because I've realised I can wear them under my long skirts, and I can also wear them underneath trousers that are a bit lighter weight in fabric in the winter, just to kind of layer up. I don't think this is going to be enough material to make that and the sleeves. With this top, I didn't realise that it actually has a zip in the back. I thought it was like an easy pattern, so it would just be a standard t-shirt. So yeah, that threw me off. I am not going to add a zipper in my one. Hopefully it's stretchy enough to just put over my head. I'm probably going to make the V just a little bit lower, just because I do like not quite low cut tops, but just lower cuts of tops on me, because I am flat chested. And I think higher cuts can make me look a little bit boyish, whereas lower cuts can, you know, accentuate my femininity a little bit. So yeah, I don't want it too low, guys. I've got nothing to show off, but I do like my neck area being shown just that little bit more. So yeah, that's the pattern that I've cut for this material. So the second pattern that I have is this one, and again, I'll put it up on the screen, but it is New Look K6413. So I would categorize it as a jumpsuit. I wanted to make view B, so the one with the longer sleeves, and I have cut it out of this really pretty, I would call this a cheetah print material. As you can see, it's very stretchy and it's gold. It's my favorite color. I think the print is going to look very snazzy in this. I am going to try and alter this pattern a little bit, just because I want it as a two-piece. I don't want it as a one piece. I absolutely love the look of jumpsuits, cat suits, you know, all in one suits. But, you know, using the toilet in them is not the easiest when you have to get naked and when you have kids that you're having to get naked in front of, you know, when you're out in public and you need the toilet and you need to wrangle them in the cubicle with you, and you're just stripping down. It's not a good look. So hopefully just how this is, I can make it as a two piece because the top is quite billowy at the bottom if you look on the model, and then you can see the trousers come up to meet that. So I'm thinking, I did see somebody just put like an elastic in the waist of the top, and that's how they got it kind of cinched like that. So hopefully I can do that, and that will work for me. The one thing I will, that was very scary. The one thing I will say with this material was cutting it out. Oh my goodness, it gave me some challenges. The lines are not straight at all. I know I'm going to have a project on my hand when it comes to piecing these together. Just because with the scissors having to lift it up, it was shifting absolutely everywhere. So since cutting this out, I have invested in a rotary cutter just to make my life that little bit more easier, because even on like this, you can see just how jagged of a cut that is. I'm hoping that it doesn't make too much of a difference because it is the seam allowance, and that when I kind of patch them together, it will be all right. So again, this one includes a zipper at the front, which I'm not going to do. I think that hole will be big enough to get my head through, and it shouldn't cause me any problems in needing a zipper. And that V to me looks quite low. Again, I don't feel like I would need the zipper to lower it more, to have anything exposed. So I am going to leave out the zipper. I'm not the biggest fan of the straight leg, but I have cut it out like that. So yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes because I do want to learn how to follow patterns. In the UK, for me anyway, I'm not finding patterns that are very cheap. I source all of my patterns secondhand. So on Facebook, on Vinted, in charity shops, that's how I've got the patterns that I have so far. And I do make sure that they are uncut, or they are one size. I do believe I ended up thinking that two patterns that I brought were uncut, but once I got home and opened them up, they were indeed cut. So it's not that they're unusable, it's just that obviously they're not cut to the size that I am or the size that I wanted to make. Whereas with these patterns, I've cut them to my size. Now, I know people do say that it's best to trace the patterns. However, I just didn't have the time for that. I have cut the bigger size and kind of erred on the caution of, okay, if it's too big for me, then I can kind of cut it down. Also, my patterns, some are in US and some are in UK. So I really have had to look at the measurements and making sure that I'm cutting the right measurements. Those are the patterns that I've cut out. Now, one thing that I have started to do is draft my own patterns because I've realized that how not simple it is, but you know, everything is all about shapes. And when I'm creating, I'm only creating for myself and my kids. So any pattern that I make for my girls, that is a bit more challenging because I do try to make it in both of their sizes. But any patterns that I make for myself, I can just reuse and reuse and reuse. Obviously with kids, they grow all the time. So one of the self-drafted patterns that I made is this dress. So it's not finished. We are going to be finishing it off very soon, but it is just a, what do you call it, bodycon dress, a long bodycon dress. And guys, stop it because I'm so proud of it. I absolutely love this material. It's kind of like a thick scuba material, and it's like a chocolate brown marble effect. Oh my goodness, it's stunning. And it is a little bit close to my skin tone, but hopefully in the summer, you know, it will make that bit of a difference. I have used a tank top, vest top to make this pattern, and then I kind of just used a skirt to kind of draw into my hips. And honestly, guys, it's the perfect fit. I would say that I have made it a teeny bit tight, but I did want it to be a bodycon, and bodycon it is. And this is very thick, so it sucks you in as well. I am at the stage now where I'm on the neckline. With the arms, I literally just folded it in and stitched it that way, and I think they've came out lovely. And I'm thinking to do the same with the neckline. I know that some people do like a bias binding, and the same with the bottom. Just stitch it and finish it that way, because honestly, looking at the armholes, like, is she a profesh? Is she a profesh? So yeah, I'm just screaming excited about this, because it was like my first actual garment that is semi-finished. I did cut out this butterick pattern, and I'm so glad that I never ended up actually cutting the pattern out onto my fabric. I think I just ran out of time that day, and since haven't been back. But with that time, I did mull over like the things that I've cut and what I actually wanted to make, and I realized that I could use the material that I wanted for that to make my Make 9 project instead. So I do have this ribbed material, and it's like, I'm not really sure on what you call it, but I would just call it a rib knit material. I'm not sure how much it is. Probably say it's about 1 meter. It's not very wide, but it is very long. So with this, I plan to make this. Now, just how this is, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to make the trousers and the top. If I could, oh my goodness, I'll be screaming for joy. But I'm going to see what I can. I'm going to start with the top. I am going to self-draft it. All of my materials, I've had them for years now, and that's why I'm using them up. And also, I wouldn't be able to just go and get the same material, if you know what I mean, because it's been so long and they're all from different places. So yeah, I really want to make that outfit. I think it will be, this again is going to be self-drafted. I'm not really sure what you would call this material either, but it's like a really floaty material in this like champagne kind of gold color, and I really want to use it to make a dress. So I do have a dress that's also this material, but it is pink and it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. However, I have gained a few since having that as a dress, and it now fits me as a top. So I'm going to use this material to make an actual dress version. I am going to use that top as a pattern. However, it is a cowl neck top, and I really love how the cowl neck on that top is, and the sleeves are not skin tight but like straight. And I really want to make these sleeves like kind of floaty, I think, and the same with the bottom of the skirt. I think I want to make it a bit floaty, so I'm going to see how I can potentially do that, and then use this material to do that. But that will be a self-drafted project. And then guys, I feel like this is probably the last one. Is I had this bed sheet that I was going to throw away, but it is this really, but it's not really nice anymore, guys, because it's really peely. So it's like a satiny material, and I really want to make a full skirt. I want to make a full, not floor length, but really long skirt. So again, I'm guessing the best way I'm going to make that is just a rectangle that I'm going to literally scooch up and add a waistband to. So I'm not really sure whether I want to use this side of the fabric or this side of the fabric so that it's matte. However, this side has got quite bad peeling on it, so I don't think that I want to make the skirt out of that. But also, this side feels like it's too shiny and slippery to kind of be the skirt that I want. So I'm going to hang fire on that for now. But if anything, the second option with this is to make myself a really nice black dress. So again, I'm hanging fire on that. So those are the things that I ended up batch cutting for February, and then those are the things that I intend to make in the month of March. I always say intend to make, but guys, that's a lot of things for little old me to make in 1 month with just everything that I have going on. But I do have some things coming up, as always, that I can wear and show them off to. So I hope those plans come to fruition. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it gave you some ideas of maybe things that you want to start making, or if you were planning on batch cutting some things, maybe thinking, go through and make sure that you do want to make what you're making. So thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to live life's beauty, because life is beautiful and it's out there waiting to be lived by you. And hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.